Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. Welcome to South Florida. The bottom of the clip, but the gunshine stay high. What them boys still voting in that way. Big play, get it for the 18 if you straight. Get K and stop hating, it's the motto of the state. A lot of face, but it's still real around here. That foreign talk, that can get you killed down here. Niggas better learn the lingo, cause they'll be looking for you in that water finding Nemo. See, Palm Beach County be the craziest. Them Broward County niggas be the craziest. And them Dade County niggas be the wildest. Shout out to Belle Glaze and my niggas at Fort Myers. Salute to all my Florida boys out here on the ground. When niggas out here getting dough with that snow and the sunshine. Ducking nine, waiting at the port to bring in that order. Cause niggas like the pen don't come across that water. Welcome to South Florida in the South.
All right, man. So listen, we got here earlier today, got on the field, man. The energy seems different. All right. So we get Jacoby George back today. The line starts at 8, 7.5, goes up to 8.5. We do a show about it. Now it's at 10. So Vegas is basically saying, listen, Miami has blown the University of Duke out 2 years in a row, and we don't see any different here. Miami offense hasn't been good enough to blow anybody out. So maybe Vegas believes getting Jacoby George back. A couple more weeks, getting comfortable with the offense. Maybe the offense can put a game together. If the offense can't put a game together, then Duke is in trouble, and there are a lot of other teams are in trouble when the offense starts playing. Because the defense, other than 6 big plays, if you look at the statistics, have been on. What else? This week, man, got to watch some football. Got to go see big Miami Central, Bain. And Bain, University of Auburn was there on the sideline with Bain. I didn't see any University of Miami coaches there. That doesn't mean they weren't there. You know what I'm saying? But Auburn was there. You know, Bain took a visit to Auburn and came back, and then everybody crystal balled them to Auburn. But Bain played lights out versus Columbus. And then on the other end, number one outside linebacker named TJ Capers. He ran around. He did his thing, man. The first half of that game was bad for Columbus, 35-7. And then Columbus, number 4 wide receiver Jose, and number 12 got busy in the second half and stole the momentum early and cut a 28-point deficit down to 7. But that was the closest they got, man, because Kewan Jenkins, Columbus. Lamar Seymour, younger brother of Lawrence Seymour, Miami offensive lineman, 150 yards in the first half receiving. It was just a track meet when it came to on the outside with Columbus, because they forced Columbus to respect the run. With the 2 backs in the backfield, they forced them to respect the run, and then they had to basically be out on islands and they could not get to the quarterback, and it was too much for the DBs to hold those wide receivers for that long. A bunch of big plays last night, a lot of big plays. Almost whenever Miami Central felt like it, but great game, bro. Great game to be a part of. So listen, man, here go Restrepo. Here's Restrepo, who was out here early when they didn't have on equipment, throwing passes to the wide receivers. He was the one playing quarterback, throwing passes to the wide receivers. Wasn't any quarterbacks out here with the receivers. Restrepo's still a couple of weeks out, man. But once we get Restrepo back, that will add to a George and a Kobe Young and a Keyshawn Smith and a wide receiver core that has been hit with injuries, but is slowly getting healthy again. See if Miami can get the offense on track. Jersey's on.
What's good, man? It's early, man. It's early in the morning, man. I got my old Edge energy drink. Old Edge energy drink. Shout out to Edge. I can go copy our Edges in the description down there. Get this thing popping, man. First thing first, 786-405-9499. You want to get down with IOD Squad? I'm D. We about to talk about everything from Bitcoin to ball. It's game day, dog. It's game day. And there's a lot going on this morning, man, I want to touch, man. First of all, Miami flips Oklahoma, whatever he is, safety, linebacker, striker, Kaleb Spencer, 6'2" kid, nice size out of Virginia. Plays for life. That's 2 in a row though. Miami gets 2 commits in a row. We told y'all it was going to be some fireworks this weekend. We didn't expect this one. This one came out of nowhere. But Miami fifth, Kaleb Spencer. Let's see. Get this thing popping, Kaleb. Let's get it popping, Kaleb. See what Kaleb got going on. They got the blurry cameras. They got the blurry cameras out here in Kaleb Huddle. But Miami gets Kaleb Spencer, man. Talking to my boy X. Say Kaleb would come play like striker, star, money position, safety for UM. He was committed to Oklahoma, Venables. He was committed to Oklahoma. And Miami somehow got into him and flipped him. I mean, the story happened late last night when we was inside the football building. We was inside. Oh, you Cal, you said they killing them, Cal. y'all come through here, man. Y'all wanna come? Cal, you said they killing them, dog. There's a lot going on this morning, man. I mean, last night we was in the cave, man, and reported by Gabby. Gabby was the first person I saw reported, man, said that Miami had flipped the young man. This is his film. This is his huddle right here. Kaleb Spencer. They kill it. These people kill any one of these kids who don't do what they want them to do. They kill them. So he's from Life Christian Academy, man. He's 6'2", 210 pounds. They got offers from Arkansas, Boston College. Let me see. Oklahoma. He was committed to Oklahoma. Just decommitted from Oklahoma. Jumps on board with Miami. He got offers from Louisville, Kentucky, Duke, Boston College, Penn State, Michigan State. I'll tell you about this with this staff, man. This staff, okay, so when we started talking about the recruits, we just landed Kamani McLean, right? We just landed Kamani McLean, 5-star, big-time athlete, top 5 recruits in the nation, number 1 cornerback in the nation. Now, this kid is a 3-star out of Life Academy out of Virginia. One thing about this staff, I know for a fact, is they're evaluating kids. And I'm not talking about some cliche stuff. They're evaluating kids, and they're trying to get the right kids in the locker room, bro. The right kids, the right size, the right mentality. They want the right type of kid in their locker room with the right mentality. And not just salvaging recruiting, man. I realized that in the past we were just recruiting kind of like who will come. Big brand, Miami big brand, not doing that great not doing that great in the wins and losses last 15 years. But it was almost like who will come. Okay, we may not get this guy, we may not get this guy. He go off to Georgia, Clemson somewhere, but we'll take this guy. The stars match, and you know what I'm saying, we bring them in. But I don't think we were necessarily recruiting the characters, because we was kind of like salvaging our recruitment as we were on the trail. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was almost like we were. I'm gonna bring Maddie in here, man. See if you can put it in words for me. Maddie, you understand what I'm trying to say? It's like we were recruiting. Okay, well, Alabama was recruiting this guy. They ain't recruiting him no more, so we'll take him. That's kind of like what we were doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, now we fighting for guys.
I talked about it a few times in the space, man. You can hear me, right?
Yeah.
It's levels to recruiting. It is. I think I could probably write a dissertation about this, but when we look at the collective recruiting landscape, what people don't seem to understand is that we have created a space in the last, I want to say maybe what recruiting's been happening for what, let's say, I'll say since about 0203. We've been seeing a situation where we have a over reliance on the 4 star, right? It seems as if we just turn every kid a 4 star, and also ESPN doesn't believe in the construct or the concept of putting like they put caps on states, right? To balance out,
Mm-hmm.
but we all understand that per capita, the states that have more people, more population, typically have more talent. Therefore, I have a if I have a 4 star from, let's just say it, Connecticut,
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't translate to a 4 star from Miami or from California or from Texas or from Georgia or maybe
Right.
even Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just because there's more people, there's more talent to evaluate. And I've also talked about just um, how lazy some of these recruiting services have been. Just it all starts to come to a point where it's like, okay, we got a guy who's talented, but he don't go to no camps. But on the
Right.
field, he lock in on the entire side of the field regardless of the talent. Let's make him a 3 star. You got another guy who, you know, Hayes said this. What do you call them? The underwear Olympics. They go to the 7-on-7s, with the little with the thermals and the gloves and all that, and they go ball
Right.
out there, and all of a sudden it's like, oh yeah, we saw him here. Then he can get bombed in every play, but they were already kind of bought into this guy, so now they gotta kind of hold up that 4 star. But then when you go break down and look, who recruiting this dude? He a four
Uh-huh.
star, but he got offers from Georgia Tech. He got offers from uh let's say Pitt prior to last season. He got offers from a bevy of Pac-10 schools. And you see another four. He's like, why that 4 star ain't got no Alabama offers or USC offers, no Ohio State offers? You know what I'm saying? That the perennial, they call them blue bloods of the sport. It's because they don't perceive the coaching staff don't perceive him as a 4 star. And so those are the things that we keep missing out on. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we talked about it. What's Buddy name? He went to was it Dave Christian? He was a corner. He's committed to
When was this?
when you did the one interview in front of UM campus. It was for
A
was that
corner?
Legends Camp? Was that Legends Camp? Yeah, he a vegan and he drink like
Oh,
5 gallons of water every day.
he moved to Kentucky. He the number one player in Kentucky right now. Antonio Robinson.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about. He we
Yeah.
don't even talk we don't even talk about Antonio Robinson in Dade County as far as being the top corner.
Right,
Like
right,
we were talking about in the top 5 corners. But all of a sudden now he
right.
go to Kentucky and shut the state
The
down.
number- Shut the state down. Shut the state down. That's the type of kid we don't talk about in Florida. You're so right, man. I'm gonna bring X in here. X. X, what is this kid, man? This kid's a linebacker, he's safety. What is he, X?
He's a star money striker, linebacker, safety. He's what's the guy name who used to play for Clemson? Simmons.
Isaiah Simmons?
That's Isaiah Simmons. He's Isaiah Simmons, basically, but just
Them,
not as big. Just not as
them
big.
some big shoes. Now we talking these names around.
No, I'm saying he's the position
Give me
that Isaiah
another
Simmons
name.
played.
Give me another
That's
name.
that's
Not
what he
Michael
went.
Jackson.
Okay,
Not Michael Jackson. Give me another name.
What's Buddy used to play striker for us? He had that pick against North Carolina when they had the all
oh, you
black
talking
unis
about with
on.
the hair with the talking about Romeo? Was it Romeo?
I
Romeo
call him out Finley.
Yeah,
Romeo
Romeo
Finley.
Finley.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
probably bigger. He's bigger. Cause this kid is already 6'2", 215.
What's his ties, dog? Like what is his ties? Like I'm trying to understand, like, where did this recruitment come from? I'm trying to get to the bottom of this.
We don't know what's on that
Okay, what
Like,
board.
happened was he did an unofficial North Carolina week. He got the offer probably like right after, probably like a week later.
The position that Steele's wants him to play is that same position that Isaiah Simmons played. And I think he just felt like it fits a lot better than Oklahoma, which is crazy because Vanderbilt was Isaiah Simmons' coach, so you kind of would say, well, hold on, how does that fit better? But just know the staff, man, the staff can recruit. They can get you. Like he was literally committed to Oklahoma and didn't even decommit. He said, man, you know what? I'm finna commit to you. Well, I'm committed. I'm sorry, Oklahoma.
He said in the thing, he said, I'm flipping. He used the term flipping.
You know what he said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, he's another guy who just thinks he could come in and play right away, which maybe he can.
Don't they all think that?
Well, they better. If you think you just gonna come to college and just sit, well, that's not the mentality we want.
Here's his huddle. A lot going on this morning though. We got college game day at Jackson State, which I think is a big deal, bro. But one thing about it, one thing about college game day, these big companies, ESPN, they're gonna shoot it. They're not gonna know how to shoot. I know we think that they know everything, right? You know what I'm saying? But they're not gonna know how to shoot the production of a HBCU. If you even watch the Instagram, the guy was like, "Man, they just had a battle of the bands, and the crowd booed the other band, and it's like he was in awe." But they're gonna shoot it the same way they shoot Auburn, and the same way they shoot. And you may not get the respect out of it you should, because there's a lot of shows within the shows when you talk about HBCU football. And I've said it numerous times. The HBCU game, the event, like these big ones like Jackson versus Southern, they're more entertaining. They're more entertaining than these big rivalry games in college football. We've just made it a big deal with the rankings and whose team is the best. But the show, I think the show, the actual event is a lot more entertaining, if you ask me, than these big rivalry games.
I agree. I think you saw me comment about we did a step show, but even the way they did the step show, and then like I don't know what the deal is with old girl. I mean, she's fine, but the one with the Jordans on and the braids, like.
You say you don't know the deal with her?
Yeah, like and any other week she'd be in a dress, hair laid down, you know what I'm saying? Like, why this week they felt like, hey, whatever her name is, you can go ahead and relax this week. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I get it, it's homecoming, it's supposed to be more lax, but
what she got on?
Even she got on like a varsity jacket, some jeans, and like some Jordans on. She got braids to the back. And I'm like, ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, do your thing. But even Pat McAfee, I never see Pat McAfee wear a tie. For some reason, this week he got a tie on. I don't know. I agree. I think the way they're shooting it is weird. I think that there's an opportunity to possibly make this more of a. I think they do this once a year. They go to.
I don't think they've ever been in the HBCU.
Yeah, they have.
They have. I've never seen.
I think they started like 2 seasons ago.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, it just seemed more emphasized now because of Dion. But they go once a year, either there or to like one of those, you know, like a North Dakota State. You know what I'm saying? One of them schools that's dominant, but it's one of those things where, yeah, like I think they got to take an opportunity to start embracing this more. Like let your hair down. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the whole. That's the whole.
I don't know. I want to see her. I don't see her on. So she on ESPN. I don't see her on the Instagram yet.
She introduced the step show, and then she pulled a cannon. Why does he look like that, man?
Oh, I forgot. Desmond is black, huh? What'd you say?
It seemed like,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
it seemed like he forgot too.
Okay, Desmond is black, huh? KB, what's going on this morning, man? How long y'all stayed in the villain cave last night, man? With Hayes in there cutting
Um,
half the
I
team.
had, I had, I, we were there pretty late, but I had to get off because I had don't forgot to clock out, so I had to call my job and straighten all that shit out. So I had got off after that.
Hayes was in there cutting the whole team. X, you should have been in there last night, man. Hayes cut the whole team. Then Hayes said he'll go young, and he gave us all the names that he felt should just sit down.
Did he drop his
Yeah,
Did he drop his trademark? I'm hot up in there. I'm hot.
no, we was relaxed. We had a good time, man. It was cool.
That's what's up. I was in there, but it started acting weird. So
Huh?
I was in there. It started acting weird.
What the Discord?
Yeah, like normally I can like hear it on speaker, but I had to like tap
Yeah.
the speaker button, and then I don't know. It was like yesterday. It was like being on a phone call instead of just being in the
Oh,
space to talk.
but nah. If y'all just getting in here late last night, man, Miami flips Oklahoma commit. What's going on Oklahoma? What's Oklahoma records?
I think they like 4-3 or something like that.
Yeah, Miami flips an Oklahoma commit. Kaleb Spencer, safety, linebacker, XA, he gonna come and play striker.
Well, not striker. Let's take that striker out of it. He's going to play the star money.
Star money. Striker was what? Manny. That was Manny word.
Yeah, that was
for
Manny Diaz. Yeah, that was Manny Diaz. We don't want to use that anymore.
Why is it not a strong safety? Like why is it not a strong safety?
Well,
Like,
because the strong safety in the traditional defense is mostly going to be covering either a slot, tight end, or even being in a zone defense. The reason why they use money is because he's playing in between the safety and linebacker or a star position. He's playing in between that. Then he could go out there and be a corner if he wants to, a slot corner, stuff like that. So
yeah. Shout out to
it's just different. It's just different terminologies when you have different defenses. In Steele's defense, it's called money. It's called the money position.
Shout out to Quan Archery with the $5, man. He say Mario out here flipping recruits like flapjacks. I don't know. The Kamani thing. I talked to T Rob last night. Asked T Rob did he think they had a chance. He was like, "Nah, we ain't have a chance." There was big boy. There was big boy business going on over there. We ain't take no part in that. But Kamani, for everybody on these boards, right? Listen, I'm gonna tell y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and predict the future, right? Anytime we take a kid, like this is the second kid we done took from Florida, right? And the first thing they go to is, well, we can't match a $10 million offer, can we? Huh? The first thing they do is go to money. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime. So on that note, I'm gonna say this. Whatever they talking about, you know what I'm saying, I think is illegal because you shouldn't be talking about money in Florida before the kid gets on day because it's illegal. Second thing, if somebody did fly a birdie over there and the birdie landed on his windowsill and say, boy, it's some NIL money for you in Miami. Like, NIL is legal now. So them just bringing up excuses, you know what I'm saying? Like, all y'all saying is that, listen, bro, our business ain't on the level y'all business on. And that's just a bad look going forward, to be honest with you. So I don't all that crybaby stuff they do, and I'm sure our fans probably do it too. Like we lose somebody, our fans probably be on it too.
They just crying because it's legal. When it was money under the table, they wasn't saying anything. They was saying Miami, y'all broke, y'all can't do this. Well, obviously we couldn't do the under the table stuff because we kept getting in trouble for it. So we were like, man, let's just take our chances on just recruiting. Now it's legal. They hate it. they can't take it. They hating the fact that UM is starting to get the talent again. Oh, once they start getting all the talent, what happens? Now you have UM being good again. So
Yeah.
I
Okay.
just hating.
Nobody ain't gonna say Mario called my son more. They ain't gonna. Nobody gonna say, well, we heard Mario called him 336 times more than our coach did. Nobody ain't gonna say that.
I, I, I,
Yeah, they not gonna say the fact that y'all made a birthday video which was corny. The mom and the son felt like I'm not gonna go there, or the fact that they had watered down mac and cheese at the they not gonna
That was
say all
soup,
these
Rick.
things. That was man, whatever it was, it looked like the stuff
That
they
was
serve in
macaroni and
prison.
soup.
They not gonna say those things. They just gonna say, "Oh, that's money. They money." I seen a guy even tweet, which was dumb. He said, "Oh yeah, Mario can't recruit without the Bama and Oregon logo," and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Damn, that's crazy." I'm
Oregon got a logo.
like, what did Mario do in literally 2 months when he got to UM? He basically took him from 66 to 15. So
it's called
Listen,
it's called goalpost moving, fellas. It's man, like Pokeway had them boys. It was hilarious, man. Watching them moments before, it's like, oh, we got the best what's called the state. Oh, Billy and stuff, Mario in the locker again. Thought as soon as it's over. Oh, Kamani trash. He not that good anyway. He moving on to this kid now. And I get it because we do the same thing too. Kings fans be mad too. But like I said, it's one of those things that it's a fluid situation. And I keep telling y'all, hey, it's not over. We got to December, right? Because if you think that these people just back off and say, you know what? You're right, man. It's over. He's going to Miami. Nothing to see here. You crazy. If anything, the only person I knew who did do that was Manny Diaz. Secondly,
we
I
got.
think it's safe to say with the flip of this commitment, Kevin still ain't going nowhere, huh?
nah, man, Kevin Stills on board. The few defensive players, the few defensive recruits we have, seem to love Kevin Stills. They saying they can't wait to get in Kevin Stills defense. So, Kevin Stills is gonna be here. Charlie Strong is gonna be here. Um, Again, like the only two coaches I felt like that could go and get like other jobs was Gaddis and Coach Adai, but it seemed like Coach Adai is all in. Gaddis is the only one I'm still, having. I mean, yeah, he might leave and go get him a head coaching job, which could be good for him. It could be good for you. It could be bad for you. Whatever. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, Stills is here. Stills is here, man. I just told
Why y'all saying Steele is here? What y'all going on for? What we talking about?
Well, Stills want. I think Mario and the university want stability with the coaching staff. They don't want to keep saying we looking for new coaches every year, stuff like that.
Okay.
Okay, so when Diaz got the head coaching job, we had Baker. Baker gets fired. Diaz becomes the defensive coordinator. That's another defensive coordinator. Like Kim said the other day on the space, like man, we had three, 4 coaches within 5 years. No
Right.
stability. You know what I'm saying? So now what you have is what you see right now. You got a coaching staff that got a whole bunch of players that they didn't recruit, but they got a coach. These not the players I want to coach because these players are not buying into what I'm coaching. ESPN just said it. They just talked about it. They say, yeah, man, we not going to not blame Mario, but we understand some of these kids don't belong here. They just said it on ESPN. So I'm like,
ESPN don't know shit. We know more than ESPN.
yeah.
ESPN don't know
X,
shit.
I got a question for you, X. Meta keep talking about the making sure we keep the kids till through December or whatever. Do you think that this class puts pressure on the other kids to keep them from decommitting? Not that they verbally do it, but the way that they're acting. If I'm in a group with these kids and every time we lose, they double down. Does that put pressure on me to make sure I stay put and hang with this crowd?
Nah, I think this class they identifying that they have the opportunity to come in and play right away. They have the opportunity to come in and change the program right away, and compete. They buying in. I think this class is buying in more so than the current players are on the team. Because they see something different than what the current players seen.
No, but I'm saying you don't think that peer pressure helps. Like
Nah, it's
let's
not.
say
I
if
don't
I,
think it's pressure.
you, I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's pressure because I've heard like 6 commits already say it. And if you was in space the other day, and Twan said, like, man, it ain't about the losing. And they saying, yeah, man, yeah, we losing, we doing bad, but we think we could come in and change it. They all saying that. So
when you say pressure, KB, you mean pressure from where?
I mean, inadvertent, not direct pressure, but like if I'm in this class and say I start thinking like, dang man, I see another loss, right? And I'm like, man, this shit kind of sketchy. But then I see my big dog Mal Goa come out and double down. I see Ray come out and triple down. I see, you know what I'm saying? They kind of give me confidence that man, I got a squad coming in with me. You know what I'm saying?
I think when you see a kid like Kamani McLean commit, right? I think that gives you a nod. That gives you a nod, like, damn, if it's good enough for him, the kids, damn, if it's good enough for him, shit, who am I? Who else they going after?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think there's some pressure there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, that's the pressure right there. Was saying, well, hold on, man. If they got the number 1, well, the number 2 player in the nation, they got the number 5, 6 player in the nation. They got 8 top 100 players in the nation on they committed. Man, hold on, and these guys are 3 and 4. Something going on. So now it's pressure to say, man, maybe I should commit and get in with these guys because they see something going on, and I want to be a part of it. So maybe you get that type of pressure. And again, I think I don't think the second wave is here. I think it's gonna be another commit within probably another week or two. In the defensive back room, we got some receivers on board that's thinking about flipping and stuff like that. And you still got Pancake right there sitting there. And the thing I was saying last night, I was like, well, hold on, man. We gonna probably get by 25, 26 kids. And then Mario finna tear that portal up. He finna kill it. I can already see it, man. I'm telling you, I can see it right now. He finna kill the portal. Like, it's finna get
Shout out to Twan. Shout out to Twan catching your boy Nigel Kelly eating Cheetos or whatever he eating Cheetos. These videos.
I was just gonna say that.
These videos in the member section, man, for the football villas, man. These videos, the ones they dropped in the member section. This is the Kingsville experience. Favorite by 10.
Happy birthday to Nigel Lee. That boy turned 8. Nigel Lee just turned 18 today. Just turned 18.
Crazy.
He ain't even supposed to be in college.
Happy birthday to that boy, man.
We would have still been in high
hey,
school.
look. Tim, you lucky you ain't got no badge because Street was finna take it, bro. That comment right there, I ain't side one way or the other, but Street was gonna take your badge for that one.
What he said?
He said he's the only one who think Ennis is not good. What?
Am I the only one who think Ennis not good?
You the only one.
I would love for Tim to come in here. I would love for Tim to come here and explain that. I don't know what you mean by not good. I went to see Ennis play last night. Yeah.
What do you do?
When you say, huh?
What do you do?
I think the flash. I think the flash. I think he probably don't see, like when you see Ray and those guys on tape, you see that electric speed, whoop whoop whoop. So maybe that's probably what he's talking about when he's, you know what I'm saying, when he sees that. I guess that's something I can really guess.
But Tim is the same guy that'll probably say Restrepo isn't good. He's the same guy that'll probably say, you know what I'm saying? I think Ennis is a football player. And I think, if you want to compare him to Jeremiah Smith, don't. Compare him. He's a football player. Like we've seen him make plays on defense. We've seen him, you say he not good. He's just not the number 2 wide receiver in the country. You know how I look at that? I look at that like, if my child was to get anywhere in that vicinity, number 10, number 7, number 8, you know what I'm saying? Like, he was once the number 1 wide receiver in the country for a reason. That's because nobody could guard him. You know what I'm saying? Nobody could guard him. Now, is his offense good? Is his quarterback? Is his offense good? Is his offense working like it should work? I mean, sometimes that doesn't happen. I don't think he's explosive. I don't think he's as fast as some of those guys. He's just a football player. And if you if you're going to bet against him, if you're going to bet against him, then you're going to lose, though. I mean, you bet against him, Tim. And you're going to lose.
At, Oklahoma State, what it was, Blackman? That was his name, Blackman?
Justin Blackman.
Yeah, he's Blackman, the Des Bryant type. Like, you know, they not 4.3 speed fast, but guess what? You throw the ball, they going to catch the ball.
What about the boy the 49ers got? The boy the 49ers got. That boy just play football, you ask me.
Debo Samuel?
Yeah. He just play football.
But Debo
he's
fast.
just a football. I think he's just a football player.
I see what Tim's saying though, but Tim, I think what you're looking at is the potential. Like you saying,
you
like
that's it.
Right. See, he's looking at he's looking at the potential and the profile. You know, Hakeem is big, fast, physical. That's what he's looking at. So I get it, Tim. You ain't wrong for the way you think, and I understand what you're saying.
He's looking at the Madden stats. Then he's looking at the Madden stats. He's not looking at the
Yeah, like King Kyle just said. King Kyle just said Enos is not an exciting player. Like, not to like a casual eye, but you look at him and you're like, that's a football player. But to the casual eye, you don't see it popping off the screen because you don't see that 4-4 blaze. You don't see this big 6'2" guy high pointing the ball. I get where they're coming from.
When you say exciting, I've seen the man. This year, I've seen him score touchdowns at wide receiver. I've seen him cause fumbles at safety. I've seen him. I've seen him do everything.
Because you see football. You watching a football player. You're not watching, you know. Right.
I tell you what, man, if you want you a football player who gonna go out there and give you his all and make everybody else around him better, I want Brandon Ennis.
Miami will drop. They'll drop a lot of the players they got for Brandon Ennis. I know this for a fact.
Right now.
But they want what he has in their locker room. They need guys like him in their locker room. See, that's when it goes. That's when it goes past the football field and all of that stuff, because they see what's going on in their locker room. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, y'all gotta kind of get out trying to be the excited. Y'all want the excitement instead of y'all want the guy who's gonna make some plays. Like, let's go get the kid who's gonna make the plays. Who's gonna go out there and give his all.
Tim said, "Thank you, KB. Thank you, KB, because you get it, KB." Tim says, "Thank you. You get it, KB." Tim, we understand what you're trying to say. We're just trying to inform you that it goes a little deeper. You the one type what you type. Am I the only one who don't think Brandon that good? You type that. We didn't tell you to type that. You should have typed a little more detail then. Because the man good. The man can play.
Hey,
Brandon good. What up?
Street, highlight Enlighten One's message he just posted.
Who?
I think what Brooks is saying, and somebody else said it earlier, like that whole combination of Anquan Bolden and Fitzgerald. That's probably what you're looking at with Ennis, because none of those guys want a lot of flash, but those guys were football players that you could not guard.
Yeah.
He posted at 1052 Street, Enlighten Ones. He got all
I see it. 305 Tucci 499. Shout out to the Villains. Question for y'all: how often do y'all see players decommit and commit to another school all in one post? What do you meant to say right there? All in one what?
I guess all in one day. I guess you mean one day. Yeah, that happened plenty of times. That's not the first time it happened.
Oh, you said one day? Oh, you said one post. Did the dude do it at the same time? He did it at the same time?
Yeah, normally
basically what he see, and that's why I say he didn't decommit. He basically just said I'm flipping my commitment to UM. So it basically was like all done in one. That's what he mean, like right there in one segment, instead of saying, oh, I decommit and then I wait a couple days to commit it to another school. No, he just said, no, I'm flipping my commitment to UM.
Right.
That happens. It happens all the time. Like it's not the first time that's gonna happen. It's not gonna be the last time it's gonna happen.
It's been a while.
What was the kid that went to Medi? What was the kid that went to was it Florida or Florida State and went out in the parking lot and committed to somebody else?
That was the kid that actually just recommitted back to Florida. It was the offensive lineman who just recommitted to, I forget his name, but it was Carney. He was the offensive lineman. He was at Florida on a visit and went out, and once he left, he ended up committing to Florida State. Um, canceled his other visit to Florida, but then end up committing back to Florida.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things that you don't see very often. It's usually a respect my decision post. No interviews at this time, please. And like X said, it'll be a couple days. But I haven't seen one where a kid did it all in one video or in one post. I haven't seen that in some time. But maybe I
Nah,
don't
it
follow the kid
happens.
on that.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot. I mean, just think of okay on Saturday it happens a lot more too. Like kids would be like, oh yeah, I'm committed to such and such, but then on Saturday they sent the letter of intent to Ohio State while he was committed to Bama or something like that. That
Right.
happens.
But now, to touch on the Ennis thing real quick, this comment right here, that's what Ennis is. When we always talk about guys that we've been asked about all season, who's a guy in the locker room that's gonna fire everybody up, it's gonna get everybody motivated to play, and we said it was Gilbert Fryson. Well, Gilbert Fryson don't even get on the field right now, so a guy like Brandon Ennis has always been. He's a natural alpha. He's a leader. He's been playing varsity football since he was in 8th grade. Like
Right.
he's one of them guys that just show up in the locker room and instantly can help change a culture. And that's what they
Right.
look at. That's why all these people are big on. That's why you keep hearing his name, because I think he start people in his ear telling him like, "You see what we're doing over here?
Right.
We think you that guy that can help lead this class." Kamani too, but Kamani's not really a outgoing,
Yeah,
speaker.
Kamani not going to speak a lot. I think
Nah,
in this class the speakers it looks like um
now go.
Trip, the offensive lineman. It
Yep,
looks like Trip is definitely one who gonna speak.
facts.
Um,
Now go.
Malgore, well, I guess when I was around him, he didn't strike me to be like. Maybe just that at that moment he just didn't strike me to be that, but definitely Trip. I'm trying to see who else. The Washington Twins.
Yeah,
I mean, they gonna speak. You know what I'm saying? They gonna speak. Well, Robbie gonna speak. Bobby just gonna go out there and knock your head off.
we like
Popo might be one.
facts.
Um,
Y'all really understand, man? We need gangsters, like gangsters in this locker room, not guys who just talk one way and then they don't ever show up on the field. Like we need gangsters. Like coaches can only say so much. Then you got to be in the trenches with these other people, with your teammates. The coaches tell you everything they want to, scream at you on the sideline, tell you how you being dumb, making bad decisions. Yeah, but trenches, when you get in the trenches, like who gonna grab you by your face mask? Like dog, I'll die on this show before I let you f this up for me.
Streeter, what you think about Ray Ray? You think Ray Ray is that type of player, or Ray Ray just line up and play ball?
No, Ray don't talk.
He just
Ray
line up
kinda
and play
quiet.
ball. Yeah, he just line up
Super
and play
quiet.
ball. Yeah, he's super quiet. He just line up and play ball.
Yeah, but just because guys don't talk, don't mean that all those guys that we've heard say impactful stuff and stuff like that. Sometimes they just said it at the right time. They're not just all around talking all the time. Sometimes when certain guys open their mouth, you know what I'm saying? People listen.
Yeah.
Um, there go your boy Huff. Boy Huff just looked the part, don't he?
Yeah, Huff just looked like he's man. If Huff just boy, I ain't gonna say nothing.
And so, somebody can get something out of Huff, dog. It's hard for me to believe that nobody can get nothing out of this boy.
But
Streeter, there she go, Streeter. There she going ESPN right now.
Don't nobody catch these images like this, dog. To screenshot her. We ain't got no live. We don't got no live view of ESPN. Look at Huff, dog. Can we get something out of Huff?
Oh yeah, man, she look good. I need to invite her to the tailgate. She look good, man.
Yeah, can we get somebody else? Don't nobody catch these images like us, dog. Listen, man. Don't nobody catch this stuff like us, man. The football field. This is the stuff that's behind with the football villains in the member section. This is pregame before the game the other day. Torn out there, capturing these kids out there running around before the game. And there's your boy Jake. So Jake get the start today, right? And what, 40-degree weather?
Yeah, they didn't announce it officially, but it just said TVD is not warming up. He's on the bench today, so it looks like Jake is going to get the official start.
Is he in a sling?
He's
No,
dressed
he
or
just
what?
nah. He's sitting on. He just sitting on the bench. He's sitting on the benches in street clothes.
Well, y'all know what? Hey, look, a little bit off subject, but what we was talking about last night with Hayes, talking about guys getting in and yada yada yada, right? If that becomes the case, why can't Huff be a candidate to be thrown out there to play just to see what he can do? Because there's a lot inside that body, man.
X
Man,
X. We done seen him out there before. X.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, man. It ain't. Hey,
it ain't
look.
pretty X.
Between
If
the ears.
when they say Tarzan play look like Jane,
Mm.
uh, and I ain't saying he's soft. It's just boy, he don't be in the right place at
I
no
got it.
time.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm.
in
Damn.
no time he be in the right place. And as a coach, that is frustrating. Like
You
you just
say
can't
he,
keep
Hmm.
yelling at a player saying why you not always in the right place.
you say he never in the right place.
Never, never. I think his ceiling is special teams, man. He got to go and just now. If he was doing
Mm.
that, if he was just a special team killer, then you could maybe get on the field here and there. But he's not even doing that, so he just got to go and just knock somebody's head off on special teams.
And that's what we talk about, right? Like I was there when I watched Stanquan Clark make the game winning fumble to help Central beat a pretty chippy Columbus team. Because I thought we keep talking about that, man. me, me and Street was
Hey,
talking.
that's fucked up, Betty. You called them chippy. We know what that means.
Call him Chippy.
No, no,
Call
you
them
know what? You know
chippy.
what? You know, I apologize. I used that in the wrong context because they're not chippy. Like they were undefeated going to the game. I used chippy because I was like, man, these people don't belong in the same field. That's what I initially thought. And then 4 unanswered touchdowns later, I'm like, man, let me shut the hell up because I obviously don't know what I'm talking about. Because these people came out hit that locker room like I don't know
Nah.
what I don't know what happened. I was like, and then it came down to that. It came to Stanquan Clark making it, and that's why I say those are the type of guys you need. We hear Huff, he got the build, he got the size, but then you don't got it behind the ears. That's the part that nobody talks about. You know what I'm saying? So if a coach is telling you we can't get you, and mind you, this ain't a Kevin Steele issue because he was on the field with Manny either. So and that defense don't got no direction. So if that's the case, that it's telling me something pretty shocking that yeah, it might be time for him to kind of go do something else. So
Yeah, that's the thing, and you gotta understand with Huff coming out of high school, Huff played safety, played linebacker, so he never had really one position. Huff is very athletic, so when he got to college, he was never properly taught to play linebacker. Guess who's his linebacker coach? Baker and Manny Diaz. He guess what? He still wasn't taught properly to play linebacker. You know what I'm saying? So
Ass out, right?
Charlie Strong comes. I mean, my God, you can just see the frustration on Charlie Strong's face when he look at her, like, and not to single him out because he's not the only one, but it'd be like, man, you know, you got it. Yo, you look at you. If you looking at yourself in the mirror, you like, yeah, I'm supposed to be out here on this field balling, but end of the day, you just can't do what the coach wants you to do, man. But hey, man, it's cool. He's a Kane, man. I still root for him, man. Local kid, always gonna root for him. So.
If y'all just getting in here, man, late last night, Miami flips Oklahoma safety, money, whatever we call them, kid out of Virginia, Life Christian Academy, Kaleb Spencer. We're going to put his highlight up here one more time, man, and we're going to see y'all over to Coach Hayes. 6'2", what, he's 6'2", 210, right?
6'2", 215.
X say he coming to
what
play the money position. Go ahead, man. You got something to say?
what was Jaden Bonsu? Because man, this tells me something. What's Jaden Bonsu's size?
Jaden Bonsu was like 6'2", 195.
And we had
You
him on
thinking
our
it,
board.
you thinking about a guru. A guru was the big one. A
Mm-hmm.
guru was like
Chanel.
6'2", 215, 210.
even so, this is the point I'm trying to make. This is why we always preach patience, right? And I always say this because this is a kid that was on nobody born, at least from the outside of the offices in Coral Gables, right?
Right.
Nobody had this kid on the board, and then out of nowhere, this kid slips a night after arguably getting. I'm not even gonna say argue. It's on 24/7. The now number 6 highest ranked prospect in the history of recruiting at Miami, right? It goes to tell you that there's just some insight outside of that, inside that office, excuse me, that we just don't seem to have. And we gotta. That's why I keep preaching patience, is because this is gonna take time, and it's gotta be a mindset. It's gotta be a mindset that comes in here, man, and it can't just be guys that we think like, oh, we see this guy. It's like we look at South Florida because we see him live up close and personal. Where's this kid from? Texas,
Virginia.
Who is that?
Virginia,
Oh no,
Virginia.
yeah, he's from Virginia. He's from Virginia.
And from the looks of it, he one of them gangsters, right? And so I trust this staff, man. I trust everything here. And we doing this, mind you, with a 3-4. We are a losing record. I think Mario one game away from being 500 as the head coach.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
I'm gonna tell you, it's funny because man, Street will be talking about it and be like, man, it's um in the recruiting department, it's like a lot of it don't nobody know what's going on. And then like
Right.
boom, look what happened last night. Like ain't nobody really. Hey, this was something out the blue. I got word that we was getting ready to get another commitment, and it wasn't the guy who I thought it was going to be. And I was like, whoa, this not who I was told, but okay.
Bro,
what you trying
I
to say?
mean,
Actually, more on the way.
Say it
well, we
again.
talked about it. We talked about it in the cave last night, Manny. There's a couple guys on recruit watch. I went to see Damari Brown last night, and a couple guys on commit watch.
Yeah, Damari Brown is definitely
That's
one
a
who's
big.
on.
That's a big kid, man. Alabama was on this. Alabama like him too. T-Rob was right next
Oh,
to me.
Alabama,
T-Rob like him
Alabama
too.
love him. Alabama love him.
That's a big boy, man.
Especially after us getting Kamani, Alabama love him. Like they love him, love him.
This man
That's a
Dion.
big. That's a big
this
boy,
man,
dog.
this man Dion put up the game day on an Aflac motorcycle, man. He built different, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That man be thinking about business, man.
he got an
You know,
Aflac
we-
motorcycle, man. That's crazy. With a police
Yeah, man.
escort.
So it's a couple of other kids. Damari Brown, Pancake. I told y'all in the space the other night about Andy Jean. Got word yesterday about Tyler Williams, the wide receiver kid who just committed to Georgia. Keep an eye on that. That thing might start back getting interesting. Who
That'd
else?
be dope.
Obviously, I said Jalen Brown. You got Brandon Ennis. Everybody keep asking me about Mark Fletcher. I think Mark Fletcher is done. I just think he want to go up to Ohio State. They showing him too much love.
Think that one over? Think they got whipped that Miami was in the ville?
Yeah, I think that one is done. But, things could get interesting with him, especially if Brandon starts showing Miami interest, then, you never know.
So listen, man, we got a game today before we get out of here, dog. Miami trip is there. We got Jake out there. What's going on? We get Jacoby back, right? We didn't get no Restrepo
Jacoby
yet, right?
back. No Restrepo. Kobe Young, he's out there today. He was a little banged up, but he's out there today. Ja'Kai Clark is out there today. He's starting. Who else? Paris is out there. Knighton is out there.
So today we should see Jake. We should see a more calm Jake, right? Because this week in practice as a quarterback, what did they do with him, X?
Well, so when you take the first team snaps, you get better, you get more comfortable. Now you know exactly who you out there with. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, if you get second, third team snaps, and they thrust you in for the first team, you're not used to these guys out there. You're only used to the guys out there who you out there with. So now he's used to the guys who's going to be out there. I'm not sure how much leeway Gaddis will allow Jake. Will he allow Jake to audible at the line or check at the line? I don't know if that's going to be happen. But one thing I can say is you're going to see a lot. I think you're going to see a better up-tempo offense with Jake because he wants to get the ball down the field a lot more. So.
The offense had kind of switched to what Tyler wanted to do, right?
Yeah. Start throwing the ball up tempo.
Do we run the ball more today? Do we run the ball better today?
I think we do. Because with Jake, okay, the team don't have film on Jake. It's much film on Jake, so they don't know where Jake like to throw the ball. You know what I'm saying? So if they just saying we gonna stack the box, one thing gonna happen is Jake gonna throw that ball downfield a lot, and that's gonna hurt the team. So the team saying let's just play base defense to see first. You know what I'm saying? So if the running game get the popping, we gonna run the ball. You know what I'm saying? If they stack the line, guess what? Jake gonna throw the ball downfield.
So we might get to see more running the ball today, though. I mean, we get anybody back healthy on the defense?
I think everybody's back besides. Yeah, I think everybody's
James all
back
right?
on defense. Yeah, James is out there.
James okay?
Yeah, James is out there. He's out there warming up now. I think everybody's ready. Everybody's ready. Besides Steve. Steve is not. Steve is done for the year.
I think Steve done.
It's like a couple other names. I don't know if I should name them, but it's a couple other names.
Manny Navarro said Xavier Stripper might be seeing limited reps.
What the hell that mean? In practice?
He might play today. He might play today.
Yeah, he said Xavier Stripper back today? Could be. Let's see. TVD obviously out. And then he said, someone said, is that possible? Stop teasing. He said, could see some limited reps, what I was told.
Oh, is Brashad back, X?
Yeah, Brashad is back.
Where was Brashad at, X? You find out what Brashad was?
He was he was out last week.
We know.
It was, he was out last week. That's it.
Doing what? Where was he?
I don't know. All I know is he was out. He was out.
That boy ain't come to the game or nothing, huh?
Yeah, it must have been a family issue or something like that, but he was out.
It was a family issue, all right. It was a family issue. Well, all right, man. I'm going to see y'all over to Coach Hayes, man. We just wanted to jump on here. That was big news last night, man. Hit late last night. Gabby reported. He was the first one I saw reported.
Gabby reported. Because the thing is, Gabby, I spoke with Gabby, and Gabby was saying, like, we all thought it was going to be a defensive back commit. We just didn't know it was him. Right. And that's why when I text you street, I was like, I think keep an eye. I think Damari Brown or Edwin Joseph, one of those guys was going to end up popping, but end up being this kid. I'm like, oh, okay.
Out of nowhere.
And that just shows you the staff they out here.
No, bro, listen, it's don't ever, okay, so before we get out of here, we have a staff, we have a lot of, when we say the staff, we're not just talking about the people Mario hired. I mean, we have a lot more coaches on the staff. So I'm saying, so we have a lot more evaluators, a lot more people out there to do certain things. Don't ever think that these things is a direct science. We just went back through the top safeties on 247 Sports, not to knock 247 Sports, but we went and looked at the top 25 safeties, and only maybe 4 of them was actually doing something. Now, that could be a knock on the way college football is now. You got the transfer portal. Kids are getting bumped down when they come into programs. But it was hard for me to believe that the top 25, only 2 or 3 kids was getting some real burn and actually making an impact. And all of those was 5 stars. The 4 stars started getting into, I think, maybe, 10, 12, or 13. So that board is not exact science. So even if that board is not exact science, right? Then you get kids like Antonio Robinson. We just told you Antonio Robinson was here. He's committed to Wake Forest. He moved to Kentucky. He's the number 1 player in Kentucky right now. So if you're not tracking that kid, and I'm sure it's kids like that everywhere, you know what I'm saying? If you're not tracking that kid, you don't know who he is. He shows up at a high school in Kentucky, and he's like, "What the hell?" So what I'm saying is that we have more coaches out here to do research, to find these kids, to evaluate these kids, and come up with the right kids for the program. Because I think in the past, man, some of the kids, I just think some of the kids were pulled in just because, hey, Alabama was recruiting this kid earlier in his career, but they stopped recruiting him, so he must be was good. Send him some papers. We was doing some of that with some of these kids. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think that's happening anymore, though. We out here trying to take Alabama kids. So, man, listen, man, game day, man. Y'all, everybody like Miami today?
I do.
But of course, of course. I like Miami every day. Even if we playing against Alabama, I'm still ride.
I know. Last week was pretty daunting.
Daunting.
No, that's it.
Daunting.
Nah, man. I told everybody I'm gonna be a little more positive this week, man. I might throw everybody's vibe off, man, with my prediction. But I mean, I was simply stating something. I was stating what I call, what I would perceive as facts. It's just that last staff are ousted by the current regime, and so it definitely has something to prove. And I got to watch that live and in color, HD. And it was not pretty, but
yeah, it wasn't pretty at all, man. But we here now, man. We need to get this W. I think hopefully the recruiting momentum helps the players be motivated to go out there and get the W.
Somebody brought that up. I don't know.
Recruiting affects the kids on the team.
I know. I'm just saying something. Like I just hope.
I don't know.
I mean, it could. Hey, we just got the number one correlation.
I think it make them realize. I think it make them.
Yeah, realize that, boy. This guy finna come take my spot next year. Let's get it done.
I think it make them realize. I think it can make them realize their opportunity. Like man, you got the number one cornerback of the nation coming here next year. What we missing? We already here. You know what I'm saying? Like what we missing?
What did Corey Flagg and Keontra Smith say when they were like, well, UM is aggressively looking in the portal for some linebackers? What those guys say? Man, we don't care what they bring
so
in.
what?
We here.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? Both of those guys stepped their game up. And maybe this is something that could happen. Oh, Kamani McLean coming? Oh, man, step our game up because he might be coming to take my spot, like right now. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. Let's get up out of here. Y'all go and check out Coach. You want to say something, Eddie?
No, I was gonna say, man, y'all see them scrolling the screen. I ain't gonna take all your spotlight, but yeah, man.
Nah, let me do it, Eddie. Hold on.
I got you.
Hold on. Check this out. Hey, that dude Tim that was talking about Ennis. He said he's new to the channel. You know what I'm saying? So he's new to the channel. He's just getting over here. So Maddie, tell him what he need to do and why.
Hey man, 786-405-9499 IOD Squad. Look, I'm gonna tell you something, man. I got on my Robinhood today. I see my money was up. I'm like, well, my money up on a Saturday. Kind of find out Twitter then went up like $20 in the last week with this Elon news. But you can't buy no more. Hell yeah, but you can't buy or sell no more Twitter stock since he took ownership of the company.
He's taking it off the market, ain't it? It was gonna be.
I don't know if he's putting it back, but Robert says temporarily. But that's the type of stuff that we talking about. You know what I'm saying? When we talk about investing and things of that nature, man. If you want to get it, yeah, I know everybody here Canes fans. That's what we primarily focused on. But hey, man, there's money out here to be made. Money out here to get at, and street in there teaching everybody to play. So, man, make sure y'all hop in there, man. Get you.
Tell them about the group, me, Maddie.
Hey, Twitter went up $20. Damn, let me go look and see.
Go look over the last 3 months.
Go. So listen, man, real fast. This is Brandon Ennis, I think, in the 8th grade for youth school. I think he was in the 8th grade or the 9th grade. Both of his quarterbacks had went down. They put him at quarterback. 8th grade, Brandon Ennis. Late in the game, they down. He says hike. He drops the ball on the ground, right? In the rain. Picks the ball up. This was the Highland team that had G7. It had CJ from West Virginia, the running back that's killing everybody. This was the Highland team that had all those kids when they were younger on that team. He's just a guy, Tim. I understand what you're saying. You go watch him play against Central in the playoffs at quarterback, and Central shut him down. He does nothing. And you're saying to yourself, damn, if he was elite, he should do something. You know what I'm saying? So I get what you're saying. But he's just a football player, dog. He's a football player. Make the team better. He'll make his squad better. So you say Twitter. Let me see. Let me see what Twitter did before we get out of here, dog.
I know Amazon was at $80-something the other day, and I meant to jump on it.
Let's see. I think Elon Musk he's supposed to be taking Twitter off the market. But I think when it gets taken off the market, I think
it's already off.
Under the
You can't get it.
You can't get it.
Twitter was $30 like 2 weeks ago. He said this stock is temporarily unavailable. You can't buy it. I don't think you can sell it either. It says Twitter has been delisted from all exchanges and is no longer tradable pending a cash merger.
Oh, yeah. So when they do actions and stuff, that's what they do. It be suspended until they finish whatever transaction they're going to do.
Twitter went up $3 the past week, $10 in the last month, $12 in the last 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
But we in recession.
In September, it was $37. Today is $53. Yeah, that's more than what you said. Well, you said dollars. That's almost it. 70%, 60%.
Listen, y'all need to jump on. Y'all need to jump on, join IOD, join everything, man. Y'all get into the group. Me, I see 305 Tucci and Tim. They don't became friends and shit. Tucci, you need to tell them about the group, man.
They became friends.
He done made a friend, man. So you need to go ahead and tell your friend to come slide to the group, man. Well, in the IOD where we get to talk, be a little bit more candid, then we can be on the show and you get some information. You would have known about the Kamani thing before it happened, or at least you would have had an inkling if you would have been in the group, man. So, man, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. Y'all sign up and hang out with us, man.
Right. All right, man. We got 30 minutes for the game start or an hour? Y'all go holler at Hayes. They over there talking pregame football and 3-2s and what coach should do. Yeah, they talking. They getting technical football over there. Him and his homeboy, man. So, man, we gonna get up out of here, man. I appreciate y'all boys, man. See y'all in the group.
All right.
All right, man. 786-405-9499. Y'all want to get down with IOD Squad? The number is just send a text, say IOD. I pinned it. I pinned it in the comment section this time. So if y'all look up in the comment section, it's in the blue. Don't put off tomorrow. Something y'all can do today. The rest of your life could be seconds away. Miami flips Kaleb Spencer. Miami got a game, and we favored by 3 on the road. Vegas likes us again. We're favored again. Vegas like Miami on the road. I guess they figure Miami gonna pull it together one of these days. All right, man. I'm D, and I'm out of here.